Hello, hello. So today I want to show you how I set up my monthly bullet journal for this month. This February, the 100-day project starts, and I chose watercolor animals as my theme. So I had a test ride with otters for this month bullet journal setup, just to try it out. And it worked beautifully. Here I'm using an empty can to draw a circle around my otter. And here's my February monthly. It's just rows of boxes with shadows, and I'm showing you here how I do it. I draw a box and add the shadow and the heart for the date. Now I'm writing the headers with some font that I like, and I'm setting up the trackers. I just put down the color for the bases underneath the titles of each tracker. And then I'm just drawing the boxes with the shape of the month. I found out that I don't need to have the name of the dates written or the initials. I just need the right shape. Let me know how you do it in the comments below. I'd love to hear new ideas. And if you like otters, bullet journaling, or what I'm doing here, give this video a like. You really make my day. If you want to see how I set up my weeklies, I have a video coming up next week, so subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see it. I always need the to-do page, and this month I will try mood tracker once again. I always have the problem with mood trackers. I don't know about you, but I'm rarely sad or angry all day. Sometimes I'm happy the whole day, but more often than not, it's a mix. So I need my days to be big enough for more than one emotion, even in my bullet journal. I cannot just put one dot there. So I figured out that the only time I ever used a mood tracker was when I was able to use more than one color for one day. Now let's move on to coloring everything. I'm just using watercolors, and as you can see, this paper is very thin and buckles quite a bit, but I don't mind that much. I like my watercolors so much that I just don't want to not use them because of the paper. So even if your paper is not that well suited for watercolors, you might be able to pull it off if you're not too perfectionistic. February is such a lovely month. There are so many cute holidays, not just the Valentine's Day that most of you probably think about as I'm saying this, but Buddhists celebrate Parinirvana, and there are a number of cute, wacky days like Random Acts of Kindness Day, Love Your Pet Day, Thank a Mailman Day, Tell a Fairy Tale Day, Polar Bear Day, and even Tooth Fairy Day. We'll definitely celebrate that one. In our country, we have our cultural day in February, and it's even work-free day, and all the museums are free, and we always go to the museum or gallery on that day. And February is so short, kids have school holidays and days are getting longer, so it's really a lovely month. Hence the lovely otter theme. I love otters, as you can imagine. I always have. They're smart, cute, and so dexterous. Not many animals are skilled in and out of the water. Usually animals that are good in the water are really clumsy on the ground, but not otters. This is the picture that some of you might have seen on my Instagram already in my stories when I was asking you what would you prefer to see for 100 days for my 100-day project. I was choosing between animals and gnomes, and you voted for animals big time, and that really helped me a lot because I love to draw both and I couldn't decide. So thank you to anybody who has put down their vote. And you can expect much more animals here in the future. As for the coloring, I'm first putting down the base coat and then dropping in some shadows in deeper red, darker red. And the same for the otter before. For me, this is the easiest method to just apply the base coat first and then drop in the darker values into the wet paint. Some people prefer to do it in layers, but this paper is really not suited for watercolors, so I found out that with lower quality paper, it's better to work in one layer and just try to squeeze as much as possible in one go. To my happy page. I love this page. It's not that necessary for me because I found out that I do this quite naturally on my own, but I still like it a lot. Of course, I always need a to-do list with a lot of space. That's why I limit my decorations to one corner. I'm doing the exact same thing on my other otters, putting down the base coat and then dropping in darker values while the paint is still wet. With professional grade watercolor paper, you can play around much more and you can put more layers, but for this thin paper, this technique works best for me. If you have any experience or any tricks how you work with thin paper and watercolors, I'd love to know. My bullet journal usually lasts for the whole year, so I would love to know how to make it work with watercolors the best as possible. Of course, I would need many more options here. I'm always a bit indecisive when I have to put things into a few broad categories. And especially with emotions, there's so many that don't fit in happy, sad, or angry category. Does anybody else have that problem, or am I the only weirdo? Again, if you like this video, give it a like, let me know in the comments, and please do subscribe. It really means the world to me. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you next week.